Welcome to EAC Speaks, the podcast where we share stories, spark conversations, and highlight the people making a difference across Arkansas. At EAC, we believe community is at the heart of everything we do, and today's guest embodies that mission. We're excited to welcome Keyon Anderson, founder and CEO of It's Okay to Be You, a nonprofit dedicated to empowering transgender and non binary individuals through education, mentorship, and community support. Today, we'll talk about the impact that It's Okay to Be You is making across Arkansas, and get a preview of the fifth annual Transgender Equality Summit happening July 31st through August 2nd in Little Rock. Keon, thank you for joining me.
Hey, thank you. How are you doing? It's great to be here.
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to have you on and hear about your organization because I know, especially these days, it's very important to have safe spaces
Most definitely.
where we can come to. So, to start off, because I know not everyone might be familiar with your organization,
Correct.
can you tell us a little bit about your mission and why it was created?
Okay. Well, our mission is to uplift and empower TGNC, BIPOC TGNC individuals, to know that they can survive and thrive here in here in this turmoil that we're going through. I started my organization in 2021 for TGNC, gender diverse individuals, especially transmasculine, because we were living unseen. Um, we transgender, yes, TGNC individuals were here, but transmasculine individuals were unseen. I saw once I started my transition. We provide peer support groups, which we're getting back to. That's where we started off in 2021 and COVID, doing support groups in building at Arkansas Raps. And we also were on, we had a Zoom link that others could come on and join from different states and different rural areas in Arkansas. Um, we also do leadership development, which we have. It's our mentorship program, which we call Reach One, Teach One. It's just a simple thing. It could be an older person or a younger person together, and we just put them together so they can check on each other. Know that there's somebody that's going to at least call or check and see how you're doing that day. Also, we focus on life skills in our mentorship program because a lot of people don't seem to have simple life skills. And that's as far as sweeping your floors, changing your gas, maybe putting oil in your car or on your lawn. Just simple things of that nature. Some people weren't taught that. Um,
I was not taught how to change a tire. So
oh,
the first time I had to change one, I was like, thank goodness I live in the digital age where I can just YouTube
ooh,
how to change a tire.
right, right. And then, like I said, a lot of people didn't have that coming up. So that's some of the things we try to teach each other. Like, and the age difference. If with the age difference, maybe they can teach us something from their generation that we don't know. Like me coming into my living in my full truth in my body. I was taught by an 18-year-old. And I learned so much from this young individual about sexualities and things of that nature because I'm 47 years old at this point in time in my life. And me learning like demisexual, pansexual, I was like, wow, what are these new things? So it's about learning and teaching each other and just being a comforting space and knowing that the strong can get weak and the weak are weak and we need to check on each other. And we also have harm reduction, and that's big with me because that's my former past life. So I have to indulge and show people that it's not about letting a person do the drugs, but it's about letting them know how to do it safely, and not condoning them because they're going to quit when they want to quit. You have to just have the knowledge to just, hey, if you're over 165 pounds, two Narcans. Uh, a lot of people don't even know about Narcan or Naloxone, and giving that out, and they don't agree with harm reduction. But harm reduction can save lives, even if they still want to do the drug. Um, we also, I'm big because transmasculine organization on reproductive justice, because all of us don't come in the same faces. Um, I call it the different faces of transmasculinity. Some of us date trans women, some of us date trans men, some of us date cisgendered men, and some of us date cisgender women. It is a variety, and some of us birth. So that's why I focus on reproductive justice and plan Bs and giving out those, making sure my brothers are safe, no matter how what they do in their bedroom. That's not my problem. I just want you to be safe and know that you have the resources that we can give out to you. Also, direct services. We help pay bills, get you back and forth to work if you need that. What else we try to help out with as much as we can, because we know right now it's a lot of things going on with Section 8, Medicaid. A lot of our people are not being able to get their hormones, so we do buy hormones, HRTs for individuals. We try to find them insurance if possible. Right now it's kind of hard, but we're trying to. But if we can't, we try to get it from another organization and pay for it ourselves to get make sure that everybody's on their hormones. Let's see, and just like I said, just give a person an opportunity to thrive.
It sounds like you do a lot of great things. I really
Almost forgot what
enjoy.
my
Oh,
biggest thing though.
okay.
We do our gender affirming closet as well. So our gender affirming closet is we started our calling it that, but we also changed our mission a little bit. Let me go stand back a little bit. We also help out the unsheltered and any marginalized community. So that you don't have to be TGNC. We're all at war right now, so we all need the help. So our closet, we've been running our closet since 2022. We've served over 300 people in and out our closet with our bi-monthly partnership with Arkansas Raps. So what we do, they have the food bank and we have the clothing and we have furniture. We give out. We furnish four people new apartments with things we have. And we come to get things from you for 45 miles out for right now. We'll come get it from you if you write our website. But we accept everything and we give tax donation slips just like the Goodwill. And that's really our big. That's one of our biggest programs that we do. We serve the most people doing that because a lot of our unsheltered that has come into Arkansas now.
That's a lot of important work. I kind of think of these times as all hands on deck. Like we
Yes,
really have to be there for each other.
yes,
So that's one of the things I love about working at EAC is we're helping people that a lot of people sometimes just would prefer not to
yeah. The ones that kick to the
exist
side.
or just hmm
Yes.
and I really love your that you have a mentorship program like that because I've always enjoyed having mentors or friends that kind of were all from different generations because that's how I learn. And because like older people that lived through the AIDS crisis,
Correct.
well, now it's we've
And
come so far
so
that
far.
that we don't remember like I would
Well,
not
I
know
remember
the
it. I
bondage.
remember as
Yeah.
you do. Yeah, like see
So
my mom, she's 71 and she's a part well, they go through different pronouns now because they've been in my life, living my journey with me. I've taken them to two transmasculine cohorts and retreats with me, and they saw the different faces of transmasculinity. So, as them being a full born lesbian, they decided to say that they're just me now. So they taught them a lot of lessons in that, and they're 71, and they went through those errors that you're going through, and they told me, like when I was before I started hormonally transitioning, when I was butch or whatever, they were like, "What's that?" When we were coming up, we didn't even have names. We were just lesbians, or I don't want to get into the other words, but derogatory words. But we were just lesbians. We didn't have those different labels. So it's been a evolving change since like she was born in 1955. So it's been an evolving change, like you said. The AIDS epidemic. We forget about them now because like we have so many. We have Gilead that has so many things that we can get out. Vive, and we have different companies that are making us be you versus you. So you equals you. Excuse me. So it makes a lot of things different now, and a lot of people don't really go back to what we went through to get here.
Well, I know just personally when I was in high school, we didn't get sex education.
Oh,
We had a health class, but we just kind of skimmed over, abstinence is the way. We
wow,
didn't really talk about any kind of STIs or HIV or AIDS. So up until I was in college, a lot of people I knew still thought it was a death sentence.
right, right.
And even today, people still think it's a death sentence.
No,
But
people I
that's
know
why we're
many
just like,
people.
no, get tested. Make sure you regularly get tested, and that way, if you do find out you're living with HIV, you can be on treatment and
Yes,
live still thrive.
still thrive and live a healthy life. I know many of my brothers and sisters that are. So it's on you. You like you said, get tested regularly every 3 months if you know that you're had a partner that
Hmm.
you might have thought, or people don't even know about. They know about PEP, but they don't know about PEP.
Hmm.
PEP, they know about PrEP. When most people don't know about PEP, so it's a lot of teaching that still needs to go on within the HIV and STI, and that's another reason why we focus on that as well. I've been doing a lot of research with another organization, a partner organization out of Atlanta, Game Changing Men, and where we have been doing HIV and STI testing. We did. What would you call it? It was called Real Talk on the Road, where we tested,
Okay.
where we talked to over 300 transmasculine individuals through the South and the Southeast. And it was calculated by Age United. And it shows the hike in HIV and transmasculine individuals. And it gives great data about our partners, as I was just speaking about earlier, that we don't all date cis women like everyone thinks. So it's a teaching portal, and I'll be glad to pass it along to you guys so y'all can get the information. Or if you would like, you can go on gamechangingmen.com or .org, excuse me, and you can look at the data is on their website. But I was a big part of it. I was the connector piece to some of the different transmasculine individual organizations in those cities to bring the guys out.
So this year marks the fifth annual Transgender Equality Summit, and that's a significant milestone. How has the event grown over the last 5 years?
Well, I would say, me personally, it has grown because we started in a one day event. Okay, we
Okay.
started during Little Rock Black Pride. The White Black Pride has always been held in July, because we were honoring one of our elders was Swiss Smoker, who was one of our biggest drag queens that we had that performed and everybody loved. She was like the mother of our community. Um, so they would have a whole weekend of planning things. So when I started my organization, I wanted to bring TGNC individuals here, because mostly we're stealth, or we don't come out because we don't feel like we have a safe space, or we don't feel like we belong in that space, even though we are a part of the LGBTQIA. So with that being said, my organization said, "Hey," I thought in my head, I said, "Well, that's how I want to do something that's dedicated to us, but not mess with anything that they have on." So I started the panel. I started a transmasculine panel, which I did. I've been doing for the last 4 years. Okay, it was all transmasculine panel, which I would bring people, policy leaders, advocacy leaders, or EDs of different organizations, from out of town, New York City, California, Atlanta. in Florida, I was bringing big advocates down to speak on my panel. A lot of people didn't know, because a lot of people don't know a lot of trans advocates and what they're doing here to fight this fight with everyone else. But we started out with that, and like I said, because we're unseen, so I wanted people to know facts about us. First, I brought out the policy leaders and the advocacy. That was our first panel. The next panel, I brought out the Gen Zs. They have their organization. They're running anywhere from 20 to 34. I brought those guys out. I had some guys from New Orleans, New York, Florida, also Detroit. Someone now from Detroit. Um, and they talked about just the different areas, and from where they live, from the South, and how it's different. And from their transmasculine eye, from my transmasculine eye, and how we can kind of like, cause like New York is totally different. They sex work. I got told them I've never. I know it's here, but it's not as prevalent as you would see in New York and things like that. So getting an eye opener from those different younger guys and what they had been through, and seeing from them from big cities, it was a very eye opener. So I mean, with the one day, then the Standing in the Truth Day party, we do that. And that is all trans and non-binary performers, and I do that for a reason, because Arkansas is blind. We don't know the difference between the drag queen and the trans woman performer. It is a very big difference. We don't know the difference between the drag king, and well, we could both call each other drag kings, but it's a difference between the drag king and a trans
Mhm.
masculine performer. So I do that for celebration, history, and to also show the difference. Um, and it's elevated from a panel and a day party in one day to, from last year in 2025, I moved up to a hotel, hosting a hotel, blocking off a hotel, and having different workshops from different organizations here in Arkansas. And Transitive did a workshop. If you don't know about them, I would say go look them up. They're one of our other organizations here that helps TGNC individuals, BIPOC. They're led by a Latinx transmasculine individual that's non-binary, Ramba. Um, I would put, and they are doing a lot. They do a lot of the advocacy work and the ICE and the migrant work. So, and they did a great workshop on telling us how to navigate that and what they did as far as their mission. Um, Also, we had Game Changer Men, which I bring them down, and they come down every year because they're my partner organization out of Atlanta. They come down and they're really about HIV, STI, big on there. We're doing what you would call it, a campaign right now. It's called Take the Pledge, and we're asking everybody to take the pledge with us and go get tested, and also to go register to vote. Or if you're not registered, or go vote, making sure everybody's voting. But last year they came down, and we also had Get Loud in the building to make sure people were getting registered to vote. And it's grown to be a 2 day event now. So last year we had ball. I bought ballroom to Little Rock. Ballroom has not been very prevalent here, and but it's a part of our history in the LGBTQ,
Mhm.
and it's a very big part of our community. If anybody knows of saw Pose, as if you
I,
saw Pose on FX, yes, you see that is our history. So I
mhm.
want to bring more so bring it here, because I've been in Kiki houses, which is the smaller houses before you get into mainstream. But I have been in the mainstream house. So I brought my brother, who is Arkansas, born and bred person, Brandon Milan. He is the mother of the House of Milan. I brought him down here to MC. and we gave out over $2,500 in trophies and cash for doing the different categories that we had involved. So that was a new added piece that I bought last year. So I added that piece on just to have a little more celebration in history with what we have in our community that a lot of people don't know here. So it went off with a bang. People came up from Dallas. People came. They came to win the money.
You're,
If it's money being
you're
given
you're
out,
bringing history to life
yeah, it's
and
history.
letting people have a lot
It's
of
history
fun.
to our life, especially.
Yeah.
That's why I said like as far as like when I bring my people down from New York, it's like this is like they tell me about the pier. They tell me about it kind of took me to Pose when I was watching Pose, and I also was mentored by Miss Cecilia. If you know Miss Cecilia Gigliante, that was in Pose, she was at the end, like she was the Italian lady that was teaching.
Oh. Uh-huh.
With she connected her with the mob. Well, she was one of my mentors in Monica Roberts' Freedom Cohort. And that's one of the first ways that I got into advocacy work. I graduated out of that cohort, and I had some of the biggest mentors that were trans at that, and they still are right now. Sean Coleman, Cecilia Galante, Araya Lester, Dee Dee Water, Darnisha Duncan Board, Miss Sharon Grayson, and like I said, Miss Monica Roberts passed right before the cohort began. So now they're up to I think their seventh cohort, and I was at the inaugural. So I didn't know what I wanted to do, but they teach you how to start a nonprofit and or
Oh.
whatever you're trying to do to make yourself
Mm-hmm.
and your people safe. So that was something big for me that put me into rolling those wheels to getting my things started. So that's what made it really bigger, just people, and then people believing in me because I'm in Arkansas. I'm the only black transmasculine or transmasculine led organization in the state of Arkansas, which is history. There's not another. So that's another thing. People are like, oh wow, so you're the only one. Yes, I am the only one. So half of the time I'm the only black face that's standing up there. So that's why this well, I'm gonna turn it into a conference right now. It's a summit. But that's why this summit is so valuable to my art is because I bring the most presence of BIPOC individuals of
Mhm.
TGNC here in Arkansas every July.
So, what can the people who attend this year expect?
Oh man, it's gonna be great. First of all, we have our we have our transmasculine panel this year, and this year I'm focusing on birthing fathers, and a lot of people call them seahorse dads, and those are the birthing fathers, seahorse dads, and some
Mhm.
we have IVF fathers that I have coming down, and then I have a father. I guess you would say he was IVF as well, but a turkey baster, and used his brother. Now his brother is deceased, and so that, and then also uh, the child will be on the panel as well.
Okay.
He is 14 years old. But he's a young adult. But he's 14 years old, and he wants to speak his mind on him having a trans father, and him knowing ever since he was 2. So he wants to speak, and we also have another father, which a lot of people don't think about this, but like it's just like marrying into a new family. But he married a young lady, and they've been together for 15 years, and he has children with her, and they have grandchildren. So that's still a birthing father. Now they call him, they have his last name, so we have all different faces of how fatherhood could look for us that I'm bringing up, and also a young adult that wants to speak and tell their side. Then we have Sisters Out Loud. This is our first trans feminine panel that we've ever had. And because I told you I focus on trans masculinity. And nothing against my trans sisters because my trans sisters are always seen. That's one thing that I know. They're always seen, they're always heard, and they always come together. One thing about us
Mhm.
trans masculine individuals, we don't. So that's one thing. That's one bridge that I was trying to break when I did the transmasculine. So with the Sisters Out Loud is what we're calling it. Sisters Out Loud. Hear the headlines. Hear it before the headlines. Okay, and so all these young ladies, except two, are Kansas, and the same as our transmasculine panel. All of our panelists are from Arkansas. This is something new because I've been bringing in people
Mm-hmm.
out of town, except one young man. Everybody's from Arkansas. So that is another staple that I wanted to do this year to hear from Arkansas BIPOC individuals. Um, Also, the new part I added on this year because it's election year, the Queer Town Hall. I got some of the most powerful voices I feel that are BIPOC queer. Um, and when I say queer, because people are saying that they feel exclusive, they don't feel inclusive because I call it the trans Transgender Equality Summit. No, it's for everybody. It's if you're queer and TGNC, you're there. Please come. Allies too.
To kind of wrap things up, you had talked a little bit about what people could do to help, but for those who are watching, what are ways you would like people to get involved or volunteer or help support your work? What's the best way that they can do that?
Okay, well, the best way you can do that is you can find us on our website, um, BEYOUUU. That's three U's intentionally.org. That's our website. You can go in and you can sign up. It has a sign up sheet if you would like to volunteer. Also, you can donate through our website as well. Also, we have our Facebook page. It dropped one of our U's off, so it's BEYOUU org organization. You'll find us on there, and on our Instagram, you'll find us by our name. It's okay to be you. ITSTOBEYOUUU. Three U's at the end. You'll find us on there as well. And and if you can write us on anywhere on there, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And volunteers, we're looking for all type of volunteers for the summit. If you want to vend, we're looking for vendors. Vending is free. Just come and write. If you go to the event page or write us, just write us and we'll tell you what time to come and set up at the hotel. We're looking for anybody to vend. If you like to vend, hey, we want we're gonna have a big vending spot. So if you want to vend, come vend. And we, like I said, we also have the hotel, the 4 Point Sheraton. If you want to get your discounted room, just say BYU for the code, or you say it's okay to be you. If you want to get a room for the weekend, if you don't want to do a lot of driving, but if you want to do a driving, then come on. Hey, that's fine too. We probably can help you out with a little gas money to get you back and forth because we want to have a big turnout this year because this is I feel like this the fifth year is the biggest year. Yes, I'm so very proud of myself. I'm so very proud of my board, my community, my community sponsors, everybody. Has been very very uplifting year, and I have to say once again, rest in peace, Miss Majors, because without you, baby, I don't know where I would be. You believed in me from the beginning, from my first one, and I know you're still looking down on me now. So that's what I had to say at the end, just to give Majors her flowers, because without her being believing in me, there would be no transgender song.
Oh, well, we send her all the positive vibes,
Yes, yes,
or well, I know you said they had passed, but I meant like
yeah, yeah. Rest
you
of
know what I'm
the
saying, like
yes,
giving
yes.
thanks. We're giving thanks.
We go,
Sorry.
yes, yes. Give thanks, please. And if you don't know who she is, please go look her up, Miss Major Griffin, Miss Major. Or look up House of Gigi on Facebook.
Hmm.
Okay, and if you never heard of her, she was with Marsha P and Sylvia. I get tongue tied. Civilian, you know her name. Her name will come to me. They threw the rocks. They threw the bricks.
Mhm.
1969.
Mhm.
She was a part. She was a part of it, okay? So I'm just saying she's
Mhm.
one of our elders. She just passed away last year in October. So I would
Mhm.
like people to go look her up. And if you never don't know about her, she has a documentary on Amazon called Majors. Please to go look it up because she moved around and she created a lot of organizations and she left her stamp right here in Arkansas. And so it's called the Oasis. It's right here in Arkansas. It's the place for rest and relaxation for trans feminine and trans masculine individuals and non-binary individuals because of all the work that we put in. She knows how all the work she put in, so she made it free to anybody that writes to them, that's trans feminine or trans masculine, and that's what they do here in Little Rock, Arkansas. So that's some history, and something for y'all to go look up.
I love y'all are making a mark and making a difference
I
in the
appreciate you so
community. So
much.
that is great.
Appreciate you so
Uh,
much. I'm kind of long with it. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was gonna be that
oh
long.
no, no, no. You're I enjoy just talking and listening to people tell their stories or what their organizations do because there's so many nonprofits that sometimes go unnoticed just because you're out there busy doing the work that
Yeah,
the marketing side is a whole nother just
it's a whole nother level.
beast.
Yeah, it is a beast, whole nother beast. And like I said, right now I'm doing both. So I'm doing my
Yeah.
marketing, and because I'm a promoter by trade, that's what I'm doing
Hmm.
for Laura Black Pride. So I run my pages. I try to get them out as much as I can, and I'm still trying to be ED, doing the program and trying to see what my community needs and wants because that's the main thing. Like you said, creating safe, affirming spaces, and that's what I want my people to have. That's what I want my
Well,
whole LGBTQ to have. My unmarginalized communities, unsheltered. I want
mhm.
us all to have safe, affirming places.
Love that. Yeah. Well, Keon, thank you so much for joining me on EAC Speaks and sharing about the incredible work that It's Okay to Be You does. I really like that name because I've always been someone who's like, just be you.
Yes.
There's only one you, and you're great just as you are.
Yeah.
So I think it's so great the work you're doing to empower and uplift transgender and non-binary communities across Arkansas. So thank you so much for the work you do.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron, so much. I thank you. And like I said, it is okay to be you. And then my saying is never let anyone dim your light. Shine bright. All right?
Amen.
Be
Hmm.
present, be heard, be you. That's what we go by. Those are our hashtags.
I think that's the perfect way to end that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to EAC Speaks. And if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe and share it with someone who might find it helpful. Until next time, remember community is at the heart of everything we do. Bye, everyone.